Hello, my dear students. Today we are going to learn the chapter Evans Tries an O Level by Colin Dexter. Before we start our today's class, my question to all of you. First question is, should prisoner be given education in the cell? Number 1. Number 2, is it justified to give lifetime imprisonment and punishment for years for a person committing crime? We will discuss all these value-based questions at the end of the explanation. Okay? Students, let's discuss about the author. Norman Colin Dexter is the full name of the writer. He was born on September 29, 1930 in Stamford, Lincolnshire, England. He is a well-known writer and is an officer of Order of the British Empire for services rendered in the field of literature. He has made Hitchcock-like cameo appearance in nearly all episodes of Inspector Morse, 1987. He has commendable knowledge of medical terminology and makes use of it for dramatic effect. The use of the small rubber ring in the story Evans Tries an O Level is very interesting. He is himself diabetic and so is the character Inspector Morse. His own experiences of deafness were a great help for him in writing his novel, The Silent World of Nicholas Quinn. Students, the story Evans Tries an O Level is an engrossing story full of unexpected moves. It is also a battle of wits between prisoner and the prison officers. Let's discuss the theme. The requirements of a person is the main theme that runs throughout the story. It talks about dexterity, intelligence, and farsightedness. These are the qualities which makes the life of a person easier. Here are the protagonists of the story. First is Evans, main protagonist, and other characters are the governor, Jackson, senior officer, and Stephens, newly recruited officer. Evans is a quiet person. He does not have violence in his record. He is exhibitionist. During New Year and the Christmas celebration, he takes part full-fledgedly. And the problem why he is here in the jail is he is congenial kleptomaniac. It means he steals things of the people unknowingly. He is given the title Evans the Brick. It is because till now he had broken the jail 3 times. Now he is in Oxford jail, which is strongest secured jail in that area. He is a student for O-level German examination and it is not genuine, but he pretends to be a student, okay? He is excessively friendly. That is why he has got numerous friends in almost all the departments. Very innovative by mindset. He is quick-witted, because of which he is out of the cell in the story. Let's talk about the general. The general has average intelligence. We cannot call him totally stupid. He works hard in a wrong direction. He misunderstands Evans. He takes him very lightly. He judges him very poorly because he is not able to judge the moves of Evans. He neglects important tasks and levies those to other officers. Next we see character sketch of Jackson. He is senior officer in Dewing, Oxford jail. He is a fool. Of course he is a fool. A failure in dealing with sharp-witted prisoner. Not an observant officer, which is the very important quality of the officer, especially in jail. He burdens his subordinates, that is Stephens, by orders and instructions. Stephens is the new officer and he works very minutely, wholeheartedly, but because of the follies of Jackson, he fails to achieve success in his work. Let's start with the summary of this story. At first, we find the governor and the secretary of examination board, the governor of the prison and the secretary of the examination board in conversation over telephone. And this was in the month of March, early March, okay? And the topic of their conversation was a prisoner wanted to appear for O-level German examination. This is a certificate examination in German language, okay? The secretary inquires about the nature of the prisoner, because if the prisoner is violent, then it will become very difficult to organize the examination. Therefore, he sought for the information about the prisoner, and then he talked about the examination room and safety. Okay. Then we find the secretary of the examination agrees for the conduction of examination of the prisoner, and he arranges an invigilator sent from St. Mary Manx. Through him, he decided to send all the relevant documents for the examination. Okay, let's move.
James Roderick Evans is the prisoner. He is also given nickname as Evans the Brick. Why? Let us see. Let's talk about his nature at first. He is very quiet and extremely intelligent prisoner, and 3 times he escaped from other jails. That is why his name was given as Evans the Brick. Okay, and because he had escaped 3 times from other jails, he was shifted to Oxford prison, which was very secured compared to other jails. Okay, and it was reputed jails in that place. Now, for the exam preparation, a German teacher tutored him in night classes, and this had happened since last September. Okay, in the month of March, a governor and the secretary had conversation, but 1 year prior, his classes were started. Okay, now he wishes him for the examination, and this was 7th June.
The German teacher says that hardly any chance of getting through. German teacher says these lines, okay? Ivan gives ironical twist and says, I may surprise everyone. And this sentence was with what context we will understand when we proceed ahead in this story, okay? Till now, students, you will understand that German teacher used to come to tutor Evans, and on 7th June, 1 day prior to the examination, he wished him good luck. Alright? And when he said good luck in German, Evans was not able to understand. Okay, it shows that Germans, the teaching and learning process was zero in the cell. Okay, let's move ahead. Then we find at 8:30 early in the morning, Mr. Jackson, senior prison officer of Oxford Jail, especially D Wing, and his another officer, Mr. Stephens, who is newly joined officer in Oxford prison. Both of them, they visit Evans' cell, and Jackson mockingly calls him Little Einstein because both of them were from Germany. Okay, and he was also about to give examination, so he was mocking at him. As he is aware of the innovative skills of Evans, see, Einstein, Albert Einstein, the great scientist, was also very intelligent, and even Evans, okay, because he knows how to get innovative ideas for escapement. Therefore, he calls him Little Einstein. Okay, remember this. This is very important, students. Let's move ahead. Both Jackson and Evans are warm enemies. Warm enemies. Why? I'll tell you. Enemies we understand because one is prisoner and one is prison officer. Obviously, there will be clash. And not only that, Evans had escaped from the jail 3 times, and this had brought blot to the reputation of jail officers. Alright, therefore, they were regarded as enemies. But why warm? It is because apart from jailbreaking, he had not done anything wrong. He was not a violent sort of prisoner. Okay, and rather than that, he was an entertainer, he was an exhibitionist. He used to do mockery, mimicry during Christmas and New Year functions in order to entertain other jail members. Okay, therefore, apart from jailbreaking, there was no other problem as such with Evans. Therefore, Jackson had sympathy towards Evans. Therefore, they were regarded as warm enemies by the writer. Okay. Jackson, the senior officer, instructs Stephen. Stephen is new officer, okay, newly recruited officer, to take away all the possible weapons, because through those weapons he might open the lock, he might injure somebody in order to get out of the cell. Therefore, all the possible weapons were to be taken out, and this was the instruction which was given to Stephens. Okay. All right, let's move ahead. Evans requests to wear red and white bobble hat. Okay, and he says that it is so lucky for any of the examination, that is why he wishes to keep it. And Jackson, who had soft corner for Evans, allows him to do so, and this proved to be blunder of this officer. Okay, Evans was leptomaniac. Okay, by birth he was leptomaniac. Leptomaniac means he had habit of stealing, but not deliberately. Okay, but unknowingly. Unknowingly, he used to steal things of the people. That is why he was in the jail. Okay. Annoyed at Jackson for taking away his nail file and scissors, Evans, everything, all the possessions were taken away by Jackson at the by Stephen at the order of Jackson, like nail file and scissors, because of which Evans became so much annoyed. Okay, Jackson informed him that it is the governor's instruction. Governor's instruction. He is not doing it out of his own will. It was the governor who instructed him each and everything for the examination. So he is following the same. Okay, let's move ahead. Stephens makes preparation for the examination, like arranging table, chair. Okay, all those things were made ready. Jackson makes final appearance to warn Evans to behave properly. Jackson was very much aware that Evans had broken the jail thrice, and he has a doubt, okay, whether the examination was genuine for him or not. Therefore, Jackson says, behave properly, give examination properly, and then there won't be any problem. Otherwise, there is something waiting for him. The governor will be listening to each and every conversation in the cell. There was a receiver in the cell, and governor will be listening to entire conversation that is going to happen inside the cell. Okay, this information was given to Evans. Okay, so that if there will be anything wrong, then governor can come to that cell and do the needful. Okay, now next day, the day of examination, Reverend S. McCleary, the invigilator, enters the prison premises. There were students, remember, there were several gates, okay, to reach to D wing. First, second, third, and then final gate. Okay, so he reached at the main gate. At 9:10 a.m., the governor switches on the receiver and he asks about if everything is okay or not. He is very much apprehensive. He is very fearful if everything is all right in the D wing, in the cell of Evans or not. Okay, the invigilator is requested to come out to be searched. Here, governor realized that they had taken out all the possible weapons from Evans' cell. But what about the invigilator, who is totally unaware about the history of Evans? So at 9:10, governor made a call and he asked Stephens and Jackson to invigilate the invigilator, to search the invigilator. Okay. Then suitcase of the invigilator was checked. There were documents, paper cutter, rubbering, magazines, spectacles, etc. Okay, so this was something which was a bit abnormal. Okay, so they asked for what purpose this ring was brought. All right, then McCleary, the invigilator, said that he has the problem of piles. Therefore, he won't be able to sit continuously at one place. Hence, he requires rubber ring. He will keep this on the chair and then he will sit. Okay, and the officers had no other option than accepting this information. Let's move ahead. Exam restarts. Evans was given necessary instructions. Necessary instruction means where to draw line, where he should write his name, okay, and then what he will write in the index number, etc. All right. So all those instructions were given by the invigilator. Stephens was asked to leave the cell. Stephens was there inside the cell throughout the discussion, okay, throughout the instruction. He was listening to the conversation between the invigilator and Evans. But Evans said that if he is going to stand right above his head, then he will not be able to write his examination properly. And the call was governor, who was already on the call. He listens to that and makes a call to Jackson to instruct Stephens to come out of the cell and invigilate him at the interval of 1 minute. Okay. So he goes out of the cell. Examination starts peacefully at 9:25. Students, in the examination, it will be asked why there was delay in the examination. You have to write because governor made a call to invigilate McLary if he has brought any instruments which might be used as a weapon. For that reason, the examination was delayed. Okay. At 9:40 a.m., call for a bit changes in the question paper. From the examination department, there was a call, okay, to make changes in the question paper. At 10:50, Evans wanted to wear blanket and it was allowed. Okay. Stephens should peep through the windows. See, Evans was found wearing blanket. Stephens thought to inform the governor, but he said that that particular cell in the D wing is very cold. Maybe Evans is feeling very much cold. That is why he is wearing blanket. So he ignores that. And this is another blunder which is done by officer. Okay. At 11:22, there was a phone call. According to the writer, there was a call from the governor, okay, which mentioned McLary should be accompanied by Stephens to the main gate. Okay. While taking McLary towards the gate, Stephens noticed that his clerical coat has become thinner. Alright. He wanted to check D wing, the prison cell of Evans. When he went there, he was startled. He was surprised to find an injured man by appearance. By appearance, he was McLary. It was understood that Evans hit McLary and escaped. See, this was the first impression if anyone will visit the cell, because Evans is very clever, everybody knew, okay, and everybody had doubt upon him, the governor, prison officers and everyone. Okay, so they thought that this mishap was done by Evans. He hit McLary and he escaped out of the jail. Now McLary tells everyone not to worry about him. Why is it so? It is because he says that he knows where Evans can be found, and he was taken by Detective Carter. Detective Carter was called by the governor. Okay, when the case had become very complicated, then the governor had called Detective Carter, and with Detective Carter, McLary had to go out to find out Evans. Let's go ahead. He draws the attention towards the photocopied sheets. A few words in German were written, which advised Evans not to hit the person too hard. See, students, McLary showed those photocopied sheets, okay, and there it was written that not to hit the person too hard. This made so much clear that it was Evans who had hit McLary inside the cell during the examination. Right? He had to do this 3 minutes before the examination gets over, and 3 minutes before the examination there was a call from examination department. So everything went very carefully according to the plan of Evans. This is the thinking of the general, the officer Carter, and Jackson and Stephens as well. not to overdo the Scott accent while going out. See, when Stephens had taken McLary till the main gate, okay, after the examination, that time he noticed that his Scots accent had become a bit broader. There was a change in voice. Okay, so this point was also written in that photocopied sheets. So this made these officers believe that this was the plan of Evans for the escapement. Okay, the police help was needed. Therefore, Detective Superintendent Carter was called, and he was with McLary. I have already told you a bit earlier that Carter's help was taken, and McLary had taken all these, especially Carter and other officers, to Elsfield Way. Okay, here they were trying to find out Evans. Alright. Jackson and Stephen got scolded by General because he had not made any call at 11:22. When they were getting scolded, Jackson said that this was your instruction, Governor sir, to take McLary to the gate. Then Governor says that it was not I who instructed you to take McLary to the main gate. It was not I, because I was busy in making a call to examination board. So how come I can contact you from the same phone? Okay, then this was the observation of Governor. All right. Then he says, the Governor, that Jackson did not do his duty properly because somehow Evans was able to manage clerical paraphernalia, clerical items, okay, inside the cell. Understood, everyone? Don't worry, I will summarize the entire story once again at the last of the video, okay? Governor looks at the photocopied slip and thinks of Newbury. Now here, Governor shows a little bit of his intelligence, okay? What he says, he looks at the question paper and the correction slip. Okay, in the correction slip it was written, index number was written. Okay, because of that particular index number, he was able to locate exact location of a hotel in the map. Okay, with that index number, he went to the hotel of Evans where he was hiding now. Now we come to the scenario where Evans was enjoying his freedom. He appreciates, first of all, let's talk about Governor's reaction. He appreciates Evans but considers leaving the question paper behind was a mistake. See, the Governor appreciates the plan of Evans. Okay, he called McLary and the examination was done. He goes also, everything is fine, but he thinks that this examination paper was a clue, okay, of Evans. So through that, he is going to catch hold of Evans again. According to the Governor, Evans by mistake left this question paper, which was not true at all. Okay, we will understand in the story. On the other hand, Carter, police superintendent, this Carter, okay, Mr. Carter, police superintendent says they had seen Evans but missed out in a roundabout. See, Carter is with McLary right now, okay, and he says that in a car they had seen Evans, which was a fake information which is planted by McLary, okay. McLary was sent to Radcliffe Hospital. Because he was so much injured, Carter and other officers left McLary in the Radcliffe Hospital. Then Governor was startled, okay, because both Evans and McLary were missing. Okay, Evans already missed from the cell, and now McLary leaving Carter. Okay, both of them were missing. So he went to the residence of McLary. Okay, St. Mary Maggs. When he went there, he saw original McLary, real person, was tied with the chair. Okay, so now it was clear that Evans was impersonating McLary. Alright, the person who came to the examination cell was not original McLary. That was friend of Evans. Alright, and the Governor also understood that it was Evans who was there inside the cell and he was made injured. He was made to look injured, but he was not injured at all, okay? And it was Evans who was looking like McLary, and this was their plan for escapement. So till here he understands, and then we find Evans was enjoying his freedom. Then he remembers all the situation one by one. Okay, he goes back to the hotel room, but before that he makes sure that receptionist is changed. Okay, receptionist now who is sitting was his own friend. Okay, remember that. When Evans enters his hotel, he was jolted by the presence of the governor. Now, how governor reached here? He reached here because of the correction slip. It was a clue for the governor. Okay, the index number which was there in the correction slip and the question paper, which read 313271. Okay, this index number, when he joined and saw in the map, he found it was a place. Okay, it was a place. Therefore, reached to that particular hotel with the help of this index number. Now, Evans was trapped again. He was handcuffed as well, but we will see whether he is going to go back to the jail or not, right? He winks at the receptionist. I told you that receptionist was changed. He winks at her. It means this receptionist was also now his own friend. Okay. Now, he was put into prison van, and a bit later, one of his friends opens the handcuffs. Students, now you will ask from where they have got this prison van. This prison van was asked over phone by few of the people for remand case. Alright. In reality, that phone call was made by Evans' friend, and the original prison officers were tied, trapped, and Evans' friends were there in this prison van. Okay. A bit later, one of his friends opened the handcuffs. In the van, I told you the officers were not original one who were brought from D wing. Here, all the friends of Evans were there inside the van, and now Evans was able to befool the authority twice. Okay, so this, the presence of governor was not a surprise for Evans, because he himself had dropped this correction slip. He wanted governor to come to this hotel. Alright, and they talk about rubber ring. Okay, the rubber ring contained pig's blood. Nobody was injured. It was pig's blood which was put on his head and which had masked his face as well. Okay. Now Evans was trapped, but again he was freed because of his intelligence. Students, this is what we get to see in this story. Now you have to understand that who all helped Evans in this escapement. First of all, German teacher who was there inside the cell teaching him since September, and he was not in teaching learning process. He was teaching him. Both of them were making plan for the escapement. That is why German language, even simplest words, that is Guten Glück, is not understood by Evans. Okay, so it shows that both the friends were making plan, and there was no teaching learning process going on. Okay, next we see McLary. Original McLary was tied in his own home. He did not come out of his home. The person who came inside the cell, it was Evans' friends. Okay, then we see when McLary was invigilated, that time the things that he brought were for Evans. First of all, he wore 2 clerical coats. That is why when Stephen notices him after the examination, he found him bit thinner. Okay, because one clerical coat was given to Evans and another one he wore it by himself. Okay, and the other paraphernalia for a clerk were worn by him, but it was slipping. Okay, it was slipping from his neck. That is why he covered all these things with the help of blanket. All right. Then we find before the completion of the examination at 11:22, there was a phone call for the Stephens. That was done to send him away from the cell, so that final get-up of the Evans will be done in a proper way, so that he will look like McLary. Understood? Then we see, first of all, we saw German teacher was his friend, McLary also. Then prison officers. Not only that, from examination department also there were friends who helped him, because the person who made a call for the correction of the slips, okay, that was not done from official side, that was done from personal side, which was a part of the examination. Okay, then when somebody made a call to the examination cell before the completion of examination, that was also done by one of his friends. So at finally we see everybody who were engaged in the escapement, all those were friends of Evans. Okay, so with the help of them he was free and peaceful now. And why did he leave the index number? Why did he want the governor to come there? It is because he wanted to fool the authority twice. Okay, he wanted to prove that he is very intelligent than any other police officer. Therefore, he deliberately left the clue, and then finally he knew how to escape from there. Receptionist was his friend. Okay, the driver of the van was his friend. Each and everybody who helped in the escapement were his friends. So through friends he was out of the cell now. So this is regarding the story. Students, we have completed the lesson. We will discuss question answers of this topic in our next video. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.